Serge here from the back tee at Old South Golf Links in Bluffton, South Carolina. And as you see to my right, Greg McDonald, and to my left, Dale Mosier, who we introduced to you yesterday on our first day here at our golf school. And Dale's a club fitter, as he's a certified swing surgeon club fitter. And as you know, Greg McDonald's the head instructor here. And we sadly announced yesterday that we're still batting zero in alignment.
Right.
So we started working on them with them yesterday, as we detailed. We got alignment better going on, and happy to say they still kind of had it today when they showed up.
Right.
But the good thing was they were all using some aids to aim properly, which is good.
Right.
Because I mean, that's what you do on a practice tee, and you got to start learning what that sense of how it feels and what it looks like to be parallel left, not mile to the right or way to the left.
That's right.
All right, and so they started doing that, and the better they lined up, the better we could tighten up their swings. And I mean, so we talked about yesterday making better finishes and stuff. We really fine-tuned it a lot, and I mean, we really had a bunch of them hitting the ball a lot better, and they were really hitting the woods better again because you cut down 5 of them,
yes.
And the only one we didn't cut down already had it cut before he got here.
That's right.
Because he listens to his dailies and he goes on the site and he knew from all the time that what do I really, I guess we're going to say preach, is club fitting is imperative, and in most cases all modern golf club builders today are building drivers way too long.
Right.
Let's just talk really quick to our ladies out there, because there's a good chance Peggy and Sue's listening to this.
Right.
And we know there's a lot of other ladies out there, but Peggy and Sue are with Dave. But before the thing I want to talk about is how long were their overall golf clubs? And ironically, one lady was way long, and she was the shortest of the two ladies. Her clubs, every club she had in her bag was longer than mine by about an inch.
That's right.
But the second lady, who was actually reasonably taller than the first lady, her clubs were actually the same exact length of mine. But remember what? The first thing she said to me was her clubs were like 15 or more years old.
Right.
So that shows you the escalation has really happened in the last 15 years.
Clubs have gotten a lot longer over the last 15 years.
But the one thing you are hot to really tell me today is about this club you're holding, which is the ladies' club that was the shorter lady whose clubs were all longer than mine.
That's right. This is a seven hybrid. The hybrid clubs have been the big innovation in golf over the last few years, and they are now replacing. At first they replaced the long irons, and now you're seeing hybrids replace a lot of the mid irons.
So what is this? Is this a 7? Are we going to call this a 7 hybrid wood or a 7 hybrid iron?
This is a 7 hybrid iron. It is meant to replace the 7 iron.
And then she had what else after that? A 6 and a 5?
She had a 6 and a 5 hybrid, and then she had a fairway wood. But her next highest club, she had an 8 iron, which is a traditional iron.
8 iron.
8 iron, which is a traditional 8 iron design, and then she has the 7 hybrid. But what I discovered when I was checking out her loft and lie and the length of her clubs is that there's a normal progression in length as you go from the 9 iron to the 8 iron to the 7 iron. They will typically get 3/8 to a ½ inch longer. When I put the 8 iron next to the 7 hybrid, this club was 2 inches longer than her 8 iron. Now it was meant to replace her 7 iron. So for whatever reason, from a design perspective, she doesn't have a club that really matches with her irons when they make them that much longer.
It'd be like going from a 5 iron to a 3 wood.
To a 3 wood, that's exactly right. So one of the things that I'm going to do tonight as a club maker, in addition to a club fitter, is I'm taking this club back to my shop along with her other 2 hybrid irons. And I'm going to cut them down.
Which are really like hybrid woods.
That's right. That's right. And they're going to be made the right length. And then, of course, I will re-weight them so they have the proper balance.
Because as you cut it at the end, it lightens the head up, and we got to put the weight back to keep the flex in the feel right.
So when she goes from her 8 iron to her 7 hybrid, it's going to feel like it's part of the same set instead of a different set.
It's not going to be an alien club.
It's not going to be an
too
alien
radically
club.
A change from a 7 to an 8 to a 7,
right.
And then a 7 to a 6 and a 6 to 5.
Exactly right. So that's what we look for in terms of club fitting and club making, is to make the set match.
The big thing for tomorrow is to see what's going to happen to this lady, and we will come back to you.
That's
but
right.
Knowing what we know, she's going to be a happy camper.
I'm sure she is.
She's going to be launching them much longer, much straighter, and much more consistently solid, and a much better balance because the club's not going to be too long for her. Right. And this lady is really a quite makes a good healthy swing, and is quite athletic in her swing. So she's got the strength, but yet she was having trouble controlling this club and having any consistency to making a decent hit because it was just too much club for her. Right. It was too long for her. Right. And for many ladies, even if you watch the ladies out, a lot of them on the LPGA tour, you tend to see a lot of them come up on their toes when they hit it. And as far as I'm concerned, I think you agree with me. The reason why they're doing that is the clubs are too long.
The club is too long, and that's the only way they can get that club to the ball instead of hitting the ground back here is to come up.
If they're swinging well and straightening their arms out.
That's right.
And if they don't, they just break down, and then that even opens up a lot more problems. So we see that a lot.
Oh,
so
sure we do.
This is
absolutely.
A set that came off the rack, and so
meaning out of a store somewhere.
Out of a store somewhere, and so what we have to do now is we're customizing this set for this lady.
Yeah, you what you calling retrofitting it, rather than
exactly.
It doesn't need to have the shaft change. The shaft is about pretty good. The grip size is about right. So he's just gonna retro it.
That's right.
Which is just a minor adjustment of, and as compared to having to buy a whole new club. So that's one of the things the fitters could do. If your clubs are good, they're not gonna. These guys are not gonna, try to talk you into a new set of clubs. If they're good and they can be retroed and you like them, they'll retro them.
That's right.
And you don't have to build your whole new one. If they're bad, they're going to tell you they're no good. That's the thing about these guys. They're honest, and they're going to do what's best for you. And no matter what, if you still don't like them and just say, I don't want them, then they'll build you a new set. But if they're good, they'll let you know. So that's the beauty of our fitters.
Absolutely.
It's going to be interesting. I guarantee I'll be willing to bet that we're going to have good reports about this lady tomorrow and how she's going to be much more happy because of the results she's going to see with these clubs.
I'm confident that she'll be
without a doubt. Okay, well that's great. So we got even a better mix of club fitting in here, and these are minor things that you can go back home and zip them out tonight and have them here tomorrow.
They will be
because
here
you just
morning.
live a zip up the road.
Exactly.
And so so again, anybody looking to come in, we got Lynn up there in Columbia, and we got here. We got our other fitters on the website. You go to the thing that says instruction and fitting, and you can find a fitter and get to them. And in fact, you gave the name of somebody we got from Chicago.
I did.
They're gonna go see one of the couples is going to go see him when he comes.
He was one of our fitters in Chicago. That we have two students here from Chicago, and they're going to go see Biv when they get home.
All right, and get all that done where it can be done at home, and he can service them up there.
That's
okay,
right.
But in the meantime, you did cut both of their drivers down.
I did.
Right. So they're going to go up and check on the rest of their clubs. All right, things are looking good at this school because we're really getting their swings not only better, but a lot of it is because of alignment and ultimately because of better golf clubs.
That's right.
Okay. Well, from the back tee at Old South on this second day of the golf school, Greg, Dale, the Surge, we'll be talking to you tomorrow.